I think these women, the better organized women, were making upwards of $500,000 a year.
They're living the life. They're wearing all the clothes that any woman would want in her closet.
Christian Louboutins, Chanel, Gucci. I liked nice things.
Most businesses, when things are going really well, decide to keep pushing the boundaries. And that's what these women did. They innovated. Unfortunately, that innovation was illegal.
It was a little illegal, and then one thing led to the next. So things progress, and little by little, you find yourself doing things that sound crazy.
The greed actually undermined their entire scam.
Samantha had amassed over the years like a huge phone list, and she would just kind of run down the list every night like a telemarketer and kind of call these guys and be like, hey, what's up, what are you doing?
Samantha was so good at texting clients that she would set up these dates.
Dr. Younan enters the story as just another one of the marks. He runs into Samantha somewhere, doesn't even remember the interaction.
And that at the time they had exchanged numbers, but nothing had progressed beyond that.
Dr. Younan, he's a single, never married guy, cardiac surgeon from New Jersey.
Dr. Younan was the perfect target because he's wealthy, he's successful, and basically looking for love with money to spend.
He was set up on a date with Karina.
Yeah, Samantha had texted him using my picture.
She'd be using pictures of some of these younger women just to lure them in.
And we would kind of coach the girl to say, okay, your name is such and such, you guys met here, and you work here, so we have a storyline for every girl. So it's no different than an actress reading a script.
So what did she text you?
Hi, remember me? I'm Karina. I'm studying to become a nurse, and I really am looking for a nice guy, and I would love to go out to dinner with you. And we ended up going on a date.
And everything just transpired from there.
Dr. Younan invites her to dinner, and it's actually going to be a dinner that's going to be the two of them, plus Dr. Younan's friend and the friend's wife.
And she's like, okay, you know, I'm running a little late. You know, I wanted to spend some time alone with you.
So ultimately, she shows up at the end of dinner. Dr. Younan's best friend and his wife stay until dessert, and then ultimately it gets late, and they leave.
What did the two of you do then, given the fact that she arrived over dessert?
We sat down, we had some wine together.
We had drinks. He was very intoxicated.
They finish the bottle of wine, and Dr. Younan excuses himself to go to the men's room, and upon return, the last thing he remembers was drinking the remaining couple sips in his wine.
And then I started feeling warm, flushy, and vision was a little blurry and cloudy.
And what did you chalk that up to?
I really didn't think twice, and then I don't remember much after that.
Well, that could happen when you drink too much alcohol. It's called blacking out.
Next thing he knows is he wakes up the next morning in his hotel room, not knowing what had happened the last number of hours.
And then Karina had left me a note saying, thank you very much for an unbelievable time.
Help me understand why you weren't freaked out.
I guess I just got caught up in the moment with her.
The swindle was that men would wake up the next morning and discover that not only did they spend more than they thought with those strippers last night, but they don't even remember part of what they were spending it on.
So during the text messages subsequently with the girl, he says to her, when did it end up happening last night? She said, oh, you had a lot of drinks, we went out, we had a great time, thanks, it was great. She says, you know, it'd be great to get together again.
They meet a second time, and a very similar kind of thing happens.
What did you do after dinner?
I went to the bathroom, then I signed the bill, and then I don't remember the events.
Second date, when he woke up, he again was told by her that we had a wonderful night, you had a little too much to drink, I'm sorry if you don't remember.
And no alarm bells are going off for you?
No alarm bells.
Why not?
Well, I was naive and foolish. You know, I believed her, I trusted her. I mean, who hasn't done a stupid thing or two for a beautiful girl in life?
He was sold that she was interested. He was sold that maybe this is a girl he could have a nice time with and go out on a few dates or have dinner with and introduce him to his friends.
He had texted me almost religiously, and I kind of felt bad. And he said he had gotten concert tickets.
They agree to meet a third time, and this time it's going to be a Van Morrison concert at Madison Square Garden.
We went to the concert together, and all she kept asking was for wine. But at Van Morrison concerts, once the concert starts, they don't serve alcohol.
That was a dreadful night. There was no alcohol that night. So I actually had to talk to him. Sometimes you get tired of pretending and fake laughing all night, so that was rough. It's emotionally draining to do this.
And some people go to have a drink afterwards. And then again, Dr. Younan remembers drinking a last half a glass of wine.
So what's the next thing you remember?
Waking up in the hotel, and then there was a message left by American Express. They said there was excessive charges on your credit card. It was close to $100,000 on a place called Robert's Steakhouse. Can you please call us?
Scores has a steakhouse called Robert's. And Roberts is the name that shows up on your credit card.
You had $100,000 of charges. Did they tell you on 1, 2, or 3 nights?
Yeah, they said it was 3 separate nights, and then I put it together. It was every time I went out to dinner with her.
Dr. Younan immediately confronts Karina.
I said, I can't believe you did this to me. You spent all this money on my credit card. She turned immediately red.
She says it wasn't me, it was my sisters, it was my cousin, it was the man on the moon. She came up with all kinds of excuses.
And I told her, you're nothing but a thief. I told her, you're nothing but a swindler. I don't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you ever again.
I was definitely apologetic. I definitely 100% felt bad because I didn't even know his bill was that high until I had found out from Score's manager and from Samantha.
He thought he had a girlfriend. He thought he was in a romance. She offered him something wholly different.
It was a good scam that worked, yes, because a lot of them had wives and high power positions. They didn't want any problems. They just wanted to pay the bill and move on.
So very shortly after, American Express does their preliminary investigation, and they determine that they are fraudulent charges.
They were all forged receipts, and they weren't even my own handwriting.
So Amex refused to pay Scores, and Scores came after Dr. Younan.
They wanted to destroy me.
Scores then files a lawsuit against Dr. Younan. He hires a lawyer and countersues, saying he was drugged, and then Scores and the women defamed him.
That was their absolute goal, to embarrass me. I had never been to Scores.
Dr. Younan says, I don't know what happened.
I'd never had an account with Scores. I'd never even stepped foot into Scores.
Dr. Younan, though, is on camera at Scores, showing up. And then the New York City tabloids explode.